we go. So I got this reggaeton beat, and I gotta finish it, man. Pretty much finished, but I have to create transitions, and I'm not sure. That right here, that no me gusta. We're missing more of these kicks. It just doesn't sound right. No sé, no man. It doesn't have that dramatic effect that I'm looking for, you know what I mean? And so it feels like it's missing a few. Sometimes I like to, when I'm working on a beat, sometimes you stop hearing new things. You kind of get used to the beat, the repetition. So what I like to do is I go work on a different project, or I just step out for a little bit. And when I come back, I re-listen to it and I get these newer ideas and stuff like that. That would be the chorus. So let's go ahead and add a marker. Chorus. We have an intro. We pretty much have the layout of the track: intro, chorus, bridge, verse. When we do music, you can have any sequence you want. You can start off with a chord. You can start off with a chorus. You can start with a verse. But the way I like to do my songs is I progress them with an intro, getting into a chorus. And then depending on the chorus and the cadence of the song, or even the artist, I like to include the bridge right after the chorus and then the verse. In this case, this is what I want to do. But there's many instances where I go straight into the verse and then I transition to the bridge and then the chorus. But there's many ways to do it. For this track, this is kind of like how I felt the cadence going, the vibe. So that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so now that we have that, I like to have 3 choruses, 2 verses, and an outro. From here, let me see, we got intro, chorus, bridge. Okay. So now I see that these gaps here, like especially here, how we go from the chorus to the bridge, or the transitions in these points here. These points here. I like these points to have effects. It creates a more dramatic sound. And I believe reggaeton is big on that, especially reggaeton, because you want to have a dramatic impact every 4 bars, every 8 bars, you know what I mean? So now let's go back into my samples over here. Sorry, just wanted to hear that. Sounds hot. All right, let's go to, let me see what we got. Acá que tenemos. Fuck the bus. Look at that. See, I like that. I like to have a reverse and an impact. So let's go ahead and grab see right here? It's gonna be my effects track. I'm gonna use that as my effects track. Actually, no, let's put it down here. closer to the melodies. So let's call this, put a random color, name it, call it effects. So yeah, so right here. All right, see, now let me go back up here and change my pretty much quantizes it to the grid of the playlist. So now I want like a reverse. And to do that, I pretty much grab here, I'm gonna clone it. I'm gonna clone the sample from here. And then now there's a setting that says reverse. And from here, I'm able to use that unique sample again into a reverse. So let's listen to that. All right, and you see how it doesn't line up perfectly on the grid? So for here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the corner size here. Actually, or you can hold down, I believe it's option, and just align it as best as you possibly can to the grid. Now from there, it should sound something. Go ahead and copy that into every transition. Not all of them native, but for this case, I like to do it here. To make it sound even fuller, I want to add a reverb and then a spreader, stereo spreader. And you know what? I think I already have that. So let's go ahead and what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it into a mixer track. Let's put it on insert 12. So we go here and set it on 12, both of them, since they're the same sample, except one is reversed. And we'll call this random color, color. And then we'll call this I like to call it riser. All right. So now that we have this here, now we can go into the effects, and let's use fruity reverb. It's always hard to find these plugins, bro. One thing I don't like about FL Studio is just the way they categorize their plugins. I'm always looking, I'm just categorizing my reverbs, EQs, dynamics. You know, it's just they're all over the place. Anyways, so look at this. So let's clean the wet. I choose a couple presets. Cathedrals are usually my go-to when I want like big space, big sound. See that? Without it, just add. It's just fuller. You know what I'm saying? Now let's add a spacer. Spacer, maximizer. Again, trying to find these is just, my gosh. There it is. Let's spread it out a little more, then separate them, There's a bass that has white little white pads. There's nothing there. So here we go. You see it? And without the plugins. Yeah, little details like that, man, they make a difference. They definitely make a difference. All right, so now let's hit a track. Still too loud, bro. Let's bring it down. 18 decibels. Both of them. Just keep it right. Still too loud. That sound, there's a sound in there that's not supposed to be there, bro. I think there's something in here that's not supposed to be on the track. Oh, the kick, dude. Okay. So, yeah, unfortunately, I set it and the kick is already set to this. So let's set the kick to not 13 either, because 13 is set on the percussion. So we got all the way up to 16. So let's set this on 17. And that's my fault. I should have checked it. Actually, I can't. Actually, yes, I can. If you go here, add more. Pow, 17. So we got 17 for the kick. So there we go. My bad. My bad. Yes, I get me another. Alright, here it is. So now that we got this, I'm happy with that. Riser y todo. Now I just want to finish it up by putting another verse and a bridge. What I do is I highlight pretty much all of this. Holding command on Mac. And make sure you include everything. For this, you might want to zoom out a little bit. Especially these kicks here. You gotta grab the kicks. Está difícil. Alright. We'll get those kicks later. Matter of fact, let's just do the whole thing. We're gonna need a chorus anyway. There we go. And from here, you hold Option, or hold Shift, and then I'm able to move this into a brand new playlist. Pretty much a brand new chorus, and a marker for verse. Actually, yeah, no, bridge. And then right? No, it's not here. No, you know what I forgot, bro? I forgot to grab the whole bridge. Here, from the bridge. Or just do it again and delete what I don't need. Wait, okay. Alright. Yes. There it is. Yeah, the bridge go, yeah. So one of these goes here. And this will be our bridge. Going into our verse. Back into another chorus. And here, I'll delete this because I do not need it. And from here, I have an outro. Actually, I do need it. Like that. So this will be our outro. And the outro, I like it to sound completely different than the rest of the track. I'll leave that for the end. Let's listen to how it all sounds. Let's see, we have an intro, we have a chorus, a bridge, a verse. Chorus, a bridge, a verse. A chorus, and it ends with an outro. In its totality, the song should be around 2 minutes and 50 seconds, roughly. But anyways, let's listen to it. So here's the outro. Here we can do whatever, just whatever, melodies we have, the chords. Actually, I like it. Let's keep it sort of similar to the verse. I mean, to the chorus. Obviously, take some elements out to give it a distinction between the two. You could also use an effect that we haven't played throughout the song to kind of give it a distinction, that it's el final. Effects. I have to go through a bunch of this and sort it out, bro, because it's okay. I like that. Let's put that as an end here. Actually, the volume's gonna be crazy. Let's set it to 212, so it can be in conjunction with the reverb and the spread plugin that we put in the mixer. There we go. Not bad. Can always change it, but for here we have something that we can present to the artist, and something that he can work with, something he can write with. Now later when we do the vocal tracking, we can always go back and change things, take elements out, lower the volume, mix it, volume and different instruments to add more way for the vocals to come through. So, this is just a good, it's a good template, something that you can give to the artist and something workable. So. But I mean, that's all. Anyways, next video, I'm going to show you guys how I do my mixing and mastering. I got a song actually I have to work with after this. Try to make a video for it. Bear with me, I don't know much about this video production stuff. I gotta, it's gotta get done. So, all right, man. Until next time. God bless you.